Hello guys, today we are going to create a simple pen in Blender. Here is how to do it. Add a delete all, add new cube, deform it, something like this, so it's kind of like a pen. Then you can just insert that, like have fun in modeling it. Now subdivide the object and add more loop cuts somewhere around you, but it is what it is. So right now I'm just trying to get the shape. So if you want to here are some simple modeling tricks. Ctrl R is a loop cut. Here you can add more loop cuts. Tab to switch to edit mode. I also recommend using a shortcut for every single mode that you want to use. It's just kind of faster to manipulate around the software. Okay, so let's just add this bulb. I have a better idea. Here is a trick. If you want to add something somewhere, just separate the face. Press F3, that's F3 button. Here you can type in any command that you want to use in Blender and it will find the thing that you want. So I want to get the origin to the center of the mass. So right now if I rotate, it's here in the center. Before, if I would rotate it, it would rotate around the center of the object. So let's just get this shit back here and Shift S, shortcut Shift S, it gives you this little menu, so you can have the cursor move to the world origin. You can have this move to the you can move selection there, or you can move it to the selection and etc. So here I'm just going to add real quick a cube, scale it down, subdivide it, and here we've got our little ball. So right now let's just add more shape to it. So first of all, it has to be more dull on the end here, and here we can just sort of, what the fuck is going on in here? Okay, I mean, okay. So shift D to copy vertices, shift D, shift D, then you can grab it, of course. Press P button to separate the selection to another object. Right now it is completely another object, completely new object. Right now just extrude it, fill it, add the loop cut, of course, and here on one side we are going to have this little pretty thing, and of course I will show you cool thing that you can use to model pretty much every single 3D model. shrink wrap modifier. Right now use it here on the cube. You can change the offset to see what it's doing. So it basically automatically places your mesh on the surface of the object that you targeted here. So right now what I'm going to do is extrude this. Right now, cool trick. As you can see, it is not extruded on the object because it's still wrapping here. To fix this, just select these vertices, press F3 button and type in assign to new vertex group. Right now, these these 6 vertices are connected to the new vertex group. So just go here in the shrink wrap, on the bottom of the shrink wrap to vertex group, select the group that you just created, and these vertices are no longer shrink wrapped on the surface of our object. So you can just drag them a bit further from here, I guess. You can also extrude it a little bit. I will add the cavity to the viewport because it always looks better, and just make it a bit shorter. I think that's how it should be done. Of course, when you are in wireframe mode, you can select all the vertices just like that, but when you are in solid mode, you are just selecting the vertices on the top, and right now you can select the vertices behind it. Yes, it's pretty simple pen, I guess. You can always right click on it and shade smooth. Pretty basic shape. Apply. This is not what I want here. I don't need this. I can just loop cut. I mean select loop, bridge agent loops, and that's what we get, I guess. But something is wrong. This here, this here, this here, this here. Something went wrong, but I think that the vertices here are a bit weird. Something weird might have happened, but okay, whatever. Here I want this to be straight up. Just press S to scale in the axis that you want this to be flat, and just like this, flat. Yeah. Here, of course, apply every modifier before texturing, because the web, I mean, yeah, because all the vertices must be correct for wrapping. Okay, so here back to the basics of this pen. Everything shades smooth. And yes, what every pen have inside? Yes, you are right, it's that fucking thing that lets you write. English bad, please don't judge. Okay, so basically right now we are home free, maybe. We can start texturing. So, what do we want to do when texturing? First of all, shader editor, new shader, shortcut Ctrl plus T. Here you get the image texture, mapping and texture coordinate. You don't have to make it by hand. Of course, it's a add-on, so to enable this shortcut, just go to preferences, add-ons, search add-on, type in node wrangler, enable this, close, and everything should work. As you can see, just press Ctrl T and you get this beautiful little tree. Second thing that we've got to have is the UV editor panel. Here, in the right top corner, press it. Go to matcap or flat, it's easier for texturing in my opinion. Of course you can make this more attractive for the eye. And in the color here, select texture. Right now everything should be on the texture. So if I add a new image here, let's call it a simple pen. So simple pen here. Of course apply subdivisions, all modifiers, etc. Okay. Right now let's just unwrap it. Smart UV project. And iron margin, I prefer to press it twice here on this arrow, or just type in 0.02, press unwrap. Right now it's this. We don't need this to be this big because we need some space for other parts of our model here on this image here. Of course we need to save it. Shortcut for saving is Alt S, and you have to press it here. Alt S, as you can see. Alt S here does pretty much nothing. Here Alt S, save as new image, and every time now you press it, you can see saved image. Same thing when you press Ctrl S, is saved to the file you chose in the beginning. These are two shortcuts that you can just spam every now and then. And paint it. Shortcut for jumping between full screen and more screens is Control Space. Your workspace that you have your mouse button on is just going to go to the full screen. Control Space. Useful shortcut. Yeah. Q here. For texture paint, of course, right button. Here you can add a new shortcut. I have this on Q, and now I'm just used to it this way. Here, when in texturing, there is this little dot in the somewhere in your model. There is this dot. If you've done everything correctly, it's in the center of your height and width of your model. So right now, if you were to select this X and Z axis, your texture will mirror automatically. But if we didn't turn this on, it wouldn't. So everything is correct. If something is wrong, let's say the dot is here and the mesh is somewhere and it's not in the middle. If you were to press mirror in the X and Z axis, because we didn't change the Z axis, just X axis. Let's see. X doesn't do anything, it only mirrors on the Z axis. So if I turn this off, nothing with X, nothing. Okay, that's just an example. Oh, and how to fix this? Just F3 center and everything should be fine. Yes. Yes, back to the topic. Let's just paint all of this white. I prefer to paint everything in one color at first to have the shadows of parts that I already have taken, like the space on the image. So when I work on everything else, I can see where it would collide. Of course, apply subdivisions. Okay, use Smart UV project. You can even select different objects, tap to edit mode, and still UV project all of the parts that you selected in one shot. Pretty useful, I think, for me. It might be pretty useful for some of you too. Okay. Cool. Right. Let's just paint it in the blue. It should be blue, maybe a bit deeper blue. And I've got new tip for you guys. Here, if we press N button, right now, on the right of our, yeah, here on the right bar, we got tool. And as you can see, nothing is here for me, right? Now when I go to the texture paint mode, we got new tool window here. And here we can find, if you got everything closed, it would look like this. Brush settings we've got to find. Brush settings, here under brush settings we've got color palette, new color palette, and here the color that you have selected here as your primary color will be added here. When you press X to swap between colors, X is swapping between the colors that you are using right now, as you can see. It's X button. So when this is primary, when I add here, it's added as next color. You can also sort it by saturation, hue, and etc. Okay, so right now, of course, we've got to X, Y, and Z. F3, center of our mass surface. Everything is magnificent. Maybe let's turn off the y-axis here. Right, now this little bulb. Little bulb will be yellowish. Yellowish. Of course, I want to have this every color that I have used working on this. I want to have saved in my color palette so I can get it back anytime. And deeper blue for this thing. It starts looking better. Of course, anytime we can simply scale it down. I think it's just a little bit too wide. Right now it's more of... Yes, now it's better. You can always change the size as long as you are not extruding anything. Because when you extruded something, then you've got to unwrap the part that you have extruded. Just a tip, but whatever. Right, maybe I would do it differently a bit. Here a little dot. Right. Now just paint it. Pretty simple. Why it's not painting? You can also always check the face orientation. Here everything is blue, so I don't understand why can't I reach there. Something booked. Okay, I'm not even asking. Sometimes something happens. So, if you want to select only one object, let's say we've got here a lot of objects, right? When we select something and we press the slash button, the one that also has the question mark on it, when we press it, we are only working on one part, only on one object. Everything else just disappears. And if we hide something here, work only on one thing, then we go back, it's still hidden, we have to Alt H to unhide it again. Okay, so let's just link it. Control Al is the shortcut to link object data, materials, animation data, stuff like that. I'm linking materials in this case. And yeah, of course we've got to smart UV project this. U button, very useful for UV unwrapping. And just add this deeper blue here. This one I can in Z, and I think I will just go crazy. Z and X here. Okay, okay, like that, like that. This in Z. Sigma. Sigma, of course, remember to alters to save the image. Losing your work is one of the worst things you can actually experience. Never liked it. So I have my certain stylized thing to use smear here to beautifully I don't know, smear it around, create some sort of patterns that might look cool or not. Just do it like however, you don't have to do everything the same way. I'm just showing you the stylized way of how I create my style of 3D models. I don't know, maybe useful for someone, maybe not. Okay, here I will just tell you something about shading, because as you can see it looks a bit flat. So let's change the strength of our brush to something low, and right now just by pressing we are creating shadow, and this shadow gives the object depth. As you can see, we've got no shadows, no lights in the scene, and we can add some depth. Now I'm just painting it, and you can paint it however you want.